Ready? 1, 2, 3. Climate change! When they say environment, you say climate change! I tell you, do you know that anything to do with the environment has been hijacked by this silly thing called climate change, which they used to call global warming, but they've changed it to climate change now. Now, you know what? I don't care if it's true or if it's not true. What I care about is the environment. Yeah, nature. Yeah, things that are alive. Things that live and breathe and supply other life with life. Things with a soul. Things called plants and animals. Yeah, ecosystems. Nature, the environment, climate change. That's all people can think about now when it comes to the environment. Start thinking, people. Start thinking. When I was a kid, the environmental movement was something that was just sort of getting underway, just starting to be an issue. For the first time in human history, or modern human history. Yeah. Oh, but people actually talked about rivers, forests, coasts, coral reefs, extinction, species loss, habitat destruction, new developments being built where habitat used to grow, native habitat, things like this. I mean, people never went too far with it, did they? Because, they're not going to care about much but themselves, really, are they? Or know what's right and wrong, either. You got to be born with enough feeling to know what's right and wrong, and enough intelligence, which go hand in hand. But then they created this movement called, well, global warming, they called it first. Now, you mention the environment, and that's all we talk about. Climate change. Climate change. For example, in Australia here, when some politicians were running for their elections, for their federal elections, and someone and it was a question and answer thing, for the would-be prime minister, and they asked the would-be prime minister um, about the environment, what he was going to do about the environment if he was elected. And what did he say? He said, I don't remember the exact words, but he said words to the effect of, the number one issue when it comes to the environment is climate change. And then he went on about climate change. And that was it. That was it. Yeah? What about nature? What about the environment? What about ecosystems? Nah, we're not going to talk about the weather. We're going to talk about the weather. You know what? Who cares about the weather when you've got species dying with extinction every day? When you've got pollution, chemicals everywhere, waste, land degradation, deforestation, oil spills, and the list goes on and on and on and on and on. What are you doing? Climate change. When they say environment, you say climate change. When they say jump, you say how high. When they say walk, you walk. When they say get a job, you get a job. When they tell you what to think, you better think it. Or you'd better think it. And you know what? If there is a such thing as climate change, and if it is human induced, well, if it's not human induced, then it doesn't matter, does it? It's an issue outside of ourselves. But if it is human induced, do you know what? Fix up things to do with the actual environment, things that are alive, like ecosystems and plants and animals. Fix them up. Fix up the relationship you've got with the land and how you live as a society and as a people and how you interact with the land and the environment. Fix that up, and you fixed the climate change problem. Hooray! Yeah. Wow. So let's get back to the environment, yeah? Let's stop the hijacking of environmental issues with climate change. It's like they've given you a problem that's too big to fix and can't be fixed, isn't it? You know, they don't give you a solution such as changing the nature of society, changing the way we interact with the land and live with the land. They don't give you that solution. No, no, no. They're talking about flying aeroplanes in the air and doing things to, deflect the sun's rays and just absolute, you know, what you'd expect.